Hello everyone, Tim here. I am the LSE's SU's anime and manga president, and I'm here to talk to you about this new thing that we're doing, which is the YouTube channel for our society. And this is going to be something that we're going to generally use to drive community engagement and also just make the community a lot more involved with the community as is, because that's something we've been having issues with over the past year, and we would like to really change that. I want these videos to be a little bit more relaxed in a way, so hence the reason currently that what you see right now is basically a gameplay of one like my sort of favorite like hidden gems. It's called Dust and Elysian Tale, and it's like I really love the little animation that goes on in it, to be honest, and it's like I feel it's a really kind of like underappreciated game, and I just personally really love it, and I thought I'd just introduce you guys to it. It's a really nice little thing to watch while you listen to some audio from me just talking about random crap. Well, that's not random crap, very informative. I'm gonna try to go through everything quickly because I made a video early before this and it was a bit too long, so I think this is probably going to work a little bit better. So yeah, so basically the point of this channel is to drive community engagement, as I said before. It's going to summarize committee meetings because there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the closed doors that you don't know about, but from the events and generally most screenings that you just don't see happening, and we'll talk about that, and just try to give you a little bit more glimpse into how the committee works and what happens, really what we do for the society and whatnot. And basically the idea is these there'll be like longer videos out soon where basically more people will come in, like Heyman's going to join me on the next video, maybe someone else as well, we don't know yet, we'll see how that works, how everyone's like time scheduling will work out. Hopefully we can actually find we can also use the Pulse radio station LSC for some professional audio recording, because this is not ideal because I'm using my laptop and it might not work the way I want it to be honest. So we kind of need a better setup really, because I would like a more professional podcast really to be done. And yeah, it's like we're going to talk basically about anime and manga talk mostly. We're going to talk about stuff in the committee. We're going to talk about just stuff like around LSC, just like other miscellaneous stuff that's just kind of on our minds, whatever. Just to make it a very, very approachable, friendly podcast. I don't really want it to give it like a weird, corporate tone, and oh, we need to do this, and this. It's more sense of it's going to have like a breakout section, so it's going to have a format that it goes through, but the breakouts are there just so people don't have to watch the whole podcast and can kind of just watch the bits they're interested in if they need to. And if you want to watch the whole thing, that's great, because the whole thing is going to come out, I think, first, because it doesn't require editing, or as much editing anyway. So yeah, currently, the videos will be basically dubbed, like the audio is going to be dubbed over some sort of gameplay that we might be doing. Maybe like we'll have a multiplayer gameplay like next week or whatnot. But it'll be like a ways of highlighting really interesting stuff. Otherwise, we're also going to try things out with just montaging animes just to make it, well, at least work in a way that we don't really. So it works more for our society as a way of actually advertising our society, because otherwise it'll turn into more gaming than anything, and that's not ideally what we do. But again, it's like gaming something also I really love, so it's kind of the thing I just thought I'd put in there because again it's really nicely animated and I really love it. Yeah, so that's kind of the thing. We'll try to montage more animes in later stages, but we had to kind of rush this out for the AGM that's coming up, so we can kind of explain what the YouTube channel really is for, and just have a much clearer message of we have a much clearer message when we communicate those roles to people that want to run for them. And while we were considering a much more interesting way of doing this, we were considering doing a little chibi animations for ourselves, just to make it look really cute and interesting. But again, that might take way too much time. We don't know. We might need to go someone who's actually does that sort of thing to make it for us, because we don't really have enough experience with animating this sort of stuff. And it's going to be a lot of work, and maybe with something we'll come to a later stage when the YouTube channel is a bit more of a sure thing, because right now it's kind of an experimental thing that I've pushed during the summer, and I would really love this thing to take off, really. So anyway, I'll cut to basically the final bit of the message is basically the AGM and the screenings that are coming up. There are 3 positions: the female welfare officer, which is supposed to provide knowledge and support to our events planning, to better, involve our female community, and also just be responsible for, just kind of maintaining and building a relationship with other female-based societies, just again, like, we would like that any sort of, member of our community can interact with other societies. Like, I do a lot for maybe stuff like, moving from anime to gaming and other sort of SOGs around that. But again, I don't think we have anyone on the committee that can represent, society that, that's like fan base, because we're all guys, and it's a real shame, and I would really like to change that. So this is the reason for the position existing, and just generally creating a much better atmosphere for our female community. Secondly, the public relations manager is another role we've got coming up. It's basically the point of public relations manager is to provide support and events planning, and also the main role really is to to manage our Facebook page and group. And also maybe help with other social medias if they're interested in that. But again, we don't really know where that's going to go. It's if the person that gets elected for public relations manager wants to incorporate other social medias, they can. That's completely fine. It's actually very well encouraged. It's just more a sense of, again, we feel like the Facebook page and group are the minimum for us communicating our message, and we would really love someone to help us out with that. Also, the public relations manager will also be responsible for taking videos and photos during events, so maybe we'll actually incorporate at some point maybe like an Instagram account as well. We'll see how things go. Now the last role, publication manager. This is mostly the reason for us rushing out a video like this, is because the publication manager will be mostly responsible for editing stuff on our editing and managing our YouTube content, and generally also helping the public relations manager with the management of the Facebook page and group. In essence, basically the publication manager is supposed to check over what the public relations manager writes and plans to post, just in case something might be off or something might not be right. Because there have been issues we as a committee have had where we've tried to put a message out there, but we'd miss certain things just because, again, we are kind of used to the way things were, and we just understand the way things work, and sometimes there might not be a good way of doing things. So we would like to have another person on the team just to be able to kind of deal with these little situations that come up. So we miss less things, and our communication with our entire society is a lot better, because that's one real issue that we have, is lack of communication, and I would really love to address that, to be honest. It would be really, really ideal. So yeah, also the screenings. The screenings have been, this video is being made before the polls have closed, so I'm not too sure what the screenings will be, but again, like, from what I see, there's a lot of promising anime this season, and we're also going to have the classics are not going to happen this week. The classics are going to happen next week because the AGM might take a bit more time than we expect. So again, we're just trying to kind of get all the time together, because we don't only have so much time that the room is booked for. So we don't ideally know how much time we have here. So the classic animes will be screened next week, and also this week we will have the Kimi Nawa screening, which is going to be. I'm assuming a lot of people have been looking forward to it. And if you have seen it, it's still something nice to rewatch. It's a really beautifully animated movie with really great soundtrack. I think the story is a little bit underwhelming, but it's very pretty. So it has kind of that going for it. So yeah, I really hope to see you all at the AGM, and hope you enjoy the screenings, and hope you try to run for some of the positions, because again, as a committee of 4, we do need the help, and it would be really appreciated. So again, guys, thanks for listening, and I'll see you later. Bye.